Drawing on their own experiences of introducing successful tax practices, conference participants stressed the value of exchanging information on tax innovations among developing and developed countries.
The role of developing countries in developing global tax norms is quite vital. It's very important because we collaborate with we collaborate with each other. I've talked about what we are collaboration within the East African region. Kenya is at the moment collaborating with the government of Chile in implementing an ITM, integrated tax management system. We introduced the IT system for customs also in collaboration with the government of Senegal, and we are procuring an evaluation database also for customs services department from government of India. So developing countries can collaborate with each other. It is a lot more effective because you have similar problems, you understand each other. Although, of course, we will still need to work with the developed countries because they've been there, they have the experience, and there are certain areas where even working with the developing countries, we may not be able to get the solution.
When there was a relatively little trade and little capital movement, then the cooperation in the tax area was not terribly important because each country had its own agenda, its own problems. But with the globalization and with the movement of capital movement of enterprises, multinational enterprises playing a larger role, then the tax policy of each country have become important for other countries because, multinational corporations can exploit the differences to their own advantages. People that invest in mineral resources can try to get their own advantages. So collaboration has become much more important, and a forum that facilitates this collaboration and provides information on what particular countries are doing is clearly very, very important. A meeting like today is very, very useful because people will learn from what Chile is doing or what South Africa is doing, and maybe what's being done in South Africa may be done in Nigeria, what is being done in Chile may be done in Guatemala and other places. So clearly the transfer of information acquires a major, major role, and but that transfer does not occur automatically. There must be a coordinating body that facilitates that.
I found fascinating this morning of the meeting we are right now in, and it is because from very specific cases, we draw lessons that are applicable or at least very interesting for all of us. Also, we raise new issues and perspectives. For example, in the case of the extractive industries, we discussed issues that don't have anything directly to do with taxes. We talk about democracy, we talked about the politicians and their role on building credibility and responsibility in these tax issues on the industry. We also interrelated the tax administrations with other institutions in the public sector, like, for example, the judiciary system and the importance of the rule of law in all the societies.
In terms of using other countries' experiences to help our own tax reform agenda, there's no doubt about it that the experiences of others have helped. And I also believe that our own experiences will help others in that regard. But I would stress, though, that each country is different. The way we implement, the way we conceptualize, the context of the country must be taken very much into consideration. No one country is the same.
The participants acknowledged that although much good work is being done in the area of international tax cooperation, the United Nations, with its 192 member countries, has the ability to ensure truly global responses to issues of international taxation.
I agree with the UN that it can provide guidelines, it can provide platform, it can provide training, it can have, say, data banks, then it can have list of people who are experts on particular subject in particular field for a particular problem, and then it is for a particular nation to accept that expert or to make a selection out of the list provided. So UN, to my mind, has a big role, and I really compliment UN agencies who have done and who are making efforts to bring South-South countries on a platform and to have them, to give them a feeling that they can themselves develop talent with little assistance from the UN.
I think there are many opportunities in different regions of around the world where UN can foster this, look for financing to allow people in of tax administrations and other areas, because it's a model for exchanging information practices, but also getting support from consultants, and also, but consultants that are in the field of expertise, exactly what we need. So I think it's very valuable, and it would be a great program from the UN, and also coordinated with other international institutions, because that is sometimes a problem for small countries or underdeveloped countries to deal with different models of cooperation or having different approaches to specific issues.
The Doha Follow-Up Conference on Financing for Development recognizes the role of efficient tax systems in sustaining development. By sharing their experiences in successful tax practices, developing countries will be better positioned to participate in international norm setting.
So hopefully this meeting and the meetings that follow and the work that follows and the practical experiences that we will share within the UN, the 192 member UN, will be important in having a real effect on the ground and in showing or increasing the ability of mobilising domestic resources in countries. The two aspects of Doha which are relevance to this meeting are, first, the importance of an effective tax system in mobilising domestic resources and leading to sustained development, and secondly, what's called the systemic issues in the Doha process. And the systemic issue is the importance of developing countries having a share in formulating norms, tax norms and other norms which will affect them. So that's the background to this meeting, and we're very conscious that whatever happens at this meeting shouldn't just stop at this meeting, that it needs to be a process which leads to real practical sharing of experiences on the ground. Because I think we all realise that in administrations and as policymakers, you're all so busy that if you can avoid making the mistakes that someone else has made, if you can learn from the good things that they've done, then you become a more effective administration.
But hopefully, good results will come, and the discussion and the resolutions and the decision taken in Doha conference, they will be very useful to developing countries. It will be new pathway, it will be new light. You see, it will, I think, it will solve many of the problems which today developing countries are facing.
Thus, the Doha Follow-Up Conference can be seen as a unique and timely opportunity to emphasize the central significance of tax systems to sustained inclusive development and to act as a springboard for greater South-South and South-North cooperation in this area to the benefit of administrations, businesses, tax advisors, and current and future generations of people everywhere.